Hi guys, this is Jen with Unchained Crochet. Having a lot of mixed emotions tonight, let me tell you, because I had to run to the doctor's office after realizing I had checked with Aflac and they don't have the completed form for my office end of my disability while I'm off for my knee surgery. So I had to run to the doctor's office, get the forms, and then go to my work and drop it off there. So that was a little bit of running, and I wasn't really up to it knee-wise, and it wasn't too bad because I'd just taken my medicine before I left the house, and then I decided to go ahead and get a new phone. So now I'm on a new learning curve. I got really ticked off with the phone last night. It kept cutting me off when I was in the midst of a tutorial, and so for the series, and it's done that. Like one night it took me 5 tries and I had a phone call come in on the last one that was going successful. So it only has 16 gigabytes of memory and this one has like 128, I think. So very happy about that. It's just been a long day. So I'm gonna keep this short, this little chit chat. I had showed you previously my little Fimo clay, got a Manny. This is a boy needle. And then I was like, hi Manny. Before I was like, hate you, boy. Now I was like, hi, Manny. It's just so pretty. And this one used Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. You don't have to use a light for the base coats, the plum and the magenta. And it really just glistens and glitters so pretty. It's even prettier in person. So that was that one. That was my first try, and it was too chunky to go into my new needle hook holder that I crocheted the inside lining for. So that's kind of a bummer, but I don't plan to keep using this needle. I'll probably keep it just for the looks. It'd be a pretty little tchotchke on my desk. So then I had another go at it. Since that one was successful and it stayed on good after being baked and all that, it does take some time to paint it with a nail polish. I won't lie, but it dries really fast since you start there and work your way down. By the time you get down here with your first base coat, it's ready to paint again up there. And the Sally Hansen seemed to dry pretty fast, but this time I used finger paints, and they dry matte. And then I added the glitter. I did a dark glitter, so it's really, there's party on this hook, let me tell you. Party on the hook! It is Barbie doll pink, and it fades, there's a little fiber there, and it fades up to this lighter pink on the base coat. So I used just 2 colors of base coat, and they were kind of clashy, but I wasn't worried about that. And so the glitter clashed too. There's like 4 shades of pink on here, but you know, they have value and you know, different shades of it. So I just overlapped them. I went from the darker glitter that almost matched the darker base paint at the bottom, and then worked about halfway over the lighter base paint, and then drug the glitter and just let the kind of dry brush as you get to the top so that the glitter blends very well. Little lumpier and bumpier this time. I had to thin one of the glitters, the darker glitter. I had to thin that one down, and there's my H I put on with my fingernail art paint. It's got a really fine brush, so I relabeled the H since you can't see it any further, any longer. And the darker glitter was a little gooey, so what I did was just added some acetone fingernail polish remover to it, very carefully not to add too much. You don't want it running and dripping off. The thinner you get it, the more your glitter is going to slide around and not stay in place. So you don't want it too thick, and you don't want it too thin. So you just want a happy medium, and then I shook it up very well after I thinned it down because it had gotten quite gluey over time. And then the other glitter is the same one that I put on this one. So that one I put on lightly like this, up toward the top right here. So this is a Bates hook, my favorite H Bates. And I love the hook better on that one. There's just it has a nice hook to it, as opposed to this. I like the phone, it's doing nice close-up shots. See, that's a rounded head. There's not much there. It kind of looks like a grasshopper or a praying mantis head, whereas opposed to this one, you've got really a notch in there to hook your yarn with. So I made this one quite smaller, and I looked at my end hook. My end hook fits fine. And that one I have burnished with some permanent marker so that the letter stands out and I can see the letters good. But this one, the end hook, fits fine into the new needle case, the hook case. So my goal was to not get any bigger than that. And I did it this size, and it's just a hair too big, and it won't go into the little pocket. I've tried, wait a minute, it's going into one of them. Oh yeah, okay, I'm a happy camper. I just got it into one of them. That was Priscilla Hewitt's pattern. Nastasia has a tutorial on it. And then I lined the outside with batik. That was all in my other video, or two now. So I'm just all excited about the hook case and the new hooks. So these handles are fun to make. It's literally, you're just giving the female clay a manicure. Bake it in the oven after you get it on there. And I kind of just drop it to get the bottom of it flat. I roll it out on something smooth like a calendar. This time I used this little like placemat slash cutting board typey paper there, or plastic, and you know, roll it between your hands. And the bumpiness doesn't bother me because it doesn't show really when you're looking at it. The bumpiness really doesn't show much. If you're close, when you hold it you can feel it, but you know what, I rolled it with my hands so much, you know, up and down my hand like that, so that it's got my fingers in there, my little grooves, so it suits me just fine. I think I probably should have trimmed off more excess right here, if anything, before I baked it. Just take I have a ceramic butcher knife without a serrated edge, and just kind of did a scoring line and then flicked it away. So I should have trimmed off a little bit more. I think the neckline there on the shaft, I could have shown more of the neckline. I probably could have taken it down to there. You can see the other one. I think they're almost the same length. This close. So very, very pretty. Party on the hook. And then I took, after doing both colors of the gradient for the glitters, then I took my nail art brush, put the H on the bottom, and decided to go ahead and put some swirls on there. So, and the paint, the thickness and the consistency of the polish of finger paints versus the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel was quite different. The consistency of this, and it dries to a matte finish, the polish itself does, was a little bit lumpier. You know, you can notice overlaps more, and it dries faster, unfortunately. So that kind of contributed to the lumpiness of it, but it doesn't bother my hand. I put 3 or 4 coats of clear coat nail polish on it, and I'm very happy with it. I've used it today to work on one of my projects, one of my gazillion projects. So that's enough about the hooks. If you want more information, I'll put in the description below basics of how to do it. You know, you're gonna bake it at 265, the female clay. I just use white Fimo. You can use any color because you're gonna cover it up with nail polish anyway. So there you have that. I am going to be doing some more of those, and I'm going to work on getting it even slimmer. I think it could be a little bit slimmer so that it slides more easily into my needle hook case. So, but this was a better trial run, but I know now I'm going with this for the base paint every time. I'm just hoping I can find more colors. Sally Hansen Miracle Gel, they don't have as many colors, like if I want to use a blue. They have mostly purples, pinks, and reds, and tans, and browns. So it's going to be interesting. It's really fun to do. All in all, once you get it all painted and coated and everything, because you can I paint these in the dark at the light of the TV, sitting in the recliner. I just paint away and hold the bottle in my hand and paint it, you know. So all in all, with the bake time from start to finish, the shaping, the baking, the painting, I would say you can get one done in 2 hours or less. So it's worth it, you know, because that's extra. It says paying $38 for a hook that's, you know, wooden or fancy or whatever. You can have fun huff your nail polish, get a little buzz. Kidding, kind of. It gets pretty heavy. I'll tell you, it smells like a nail salon up in here when I do them. Oh, and also, real quick, if you get tired of holding it and this part here is dry, you can put your letter on last or whatever, and you don't want to touch it. You want to let it set up for a while, especially as thick as you've coated it. Take a spool of thread, set it on the table, and drop your hook right there, and then it holds it up for you. So you can just set it to dry, and that'll hold. And it works awesome, awesome blossom. All right, I'm gonna pause, take a break, get a sip of drink, coffee tonight, and also have me some grape Kool-Aid like a little kid, but I'm trying to at least balance out my caffeine and my diuretic drink with some water. I'm being a little bit better. I'm not being a total bad girl. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. My Hobbii came, Hobbii, however you say it, Hobbii yarn, 2 eyes on it. Highly recommend that company. The shipping does take a while. I'm not sure how many days it took to get here. And it came USPS, just regular postal mail, regular snail mail. Once it made it into the country, it went to Chicago and then came here to Indiana. So once it got here in the country, it was fast. But getting it from the time I placed my order, they say 4 to 10 days, I think 4 to 10 business days, and that it was within that time frame. So I'm satisfied. I knew going into it was going to take that long. They're very courteous in their emails. I have emailed back and forth with them a couple times, just with random questions. So I'm not going to lie, I did open this bag already. So it's not an unbagging or unboxing. We're just gonna look at it again together, and I'm gonna ooh and ah and salivate. I may drool a little bit, okay? I might do some drooling. So open it up, and so delighted with it. So delighted with it. I got the Cotton Kings Deluxe. Got 2 of these. Oops. There we go. And it's so soft. And it smells like, it reminds me of a scent from my childhood, which I'm really obsessed with about scents from my childhood. Even though sometimes you can't name them, recall what the scent was. Like my babysitter's perfume, I can't remember the brand of it, but I remember her hugs and the smell of her perfume. When I first opened it, it smelled like a fresh snowy day. So lovely, lovely. There's some magenta in there. And they have the Start Here tab if you want to start with a darker color. And that way you don't have to dig your center out. It's right there. And the gradient, it just goes so slow. It's so nice. So nice. Very cushy. And very nicely wound. You know, the label is not falling off or anything. 2 of those coming up for an extra special project, and it's going to be combined with the yarn and then the construction of the cardi I'm going to do. It's pretty unique and simple. So it'll be, I hope, a quick project. Maybe not so quick, because I believe this is a 2 fine. And I didn't grab my glasses. Hold on. Just grab some random pair here. I got 3 now. Come on. All right. This is color number 2. I want to say it was Bermuda or something. I don't remember the name of the colorway. I just know that it's color number 2. They did give me the same dye lots. It is size 2 to 4 hook, or knitting needle, sorry. And then a US E through G, a 4 to 6 on the crochet hook. So I'm not big on G hooks. I may go ahead and use my H. We'll see. As long as it's a G baits, I can deal with it. But I want it I want it loose, because that project's of course going to be lacy. At least some of it, if not all of it. Here is the second color I got. This one is color 24. And it goes from a really nice soft peach, but not like a baby looking peach. It's still got like a yellowish tone to it. See if you can see it better on that side. So it looks a little more yellow, but it is peach there, and it goes out to rust. And there is mid skein on both of these. When there's a transition and from the pastel side, there is some striation in the yarn right there. And then right here, there's some more striation between the colors. Two of those, I think they're, yep, both of these same dye lot. So very happy camper. This one's gonna be for fall, obviously. I think it's gonna look great with a pair of boots. And I have kind of a rusty brown purse that I'm already planning to carry with it. And then they sent the candies. I've not tried the candy. Here, one for you, one for me. Just teasing. I'm gonna eat them both. Let me try the candy now. This is my first order from Hobbii. And right now they're giving away 3 crystal buttons. So I may use those on my 2 granddaughters' Easter dresses. I'm gonna crochet the bodice part and then add tulle, and maybe have some glitter tulle at the bottom, and then make a little round rosette with the glitter tulle and place a button in the middle of it just to dress it up. These, love them. The candy's very good. It's cherry. Really good. They say, live your dreams, love your life. And there's 3 different shades. There's, I'm gonna say it's a charcoal gray and with cream lettering. And then there's one that is kind of a rosy beige in the middle. And then there is the khaki or tan. And they all say the same thing. 6 pieces of them. And I do plan to use these on my cardies because it's hard to tell the inside from the outside because my seams are so smooth. So, you know, I may put them on the back, on the outside, and wear it toward the outside so then it can be read and be part of the design itself because they're really just so neat. Love those. I think these were about $6, $10, $6 to $10, something like that. I think I threw the sheet away that came with my order. They're 65 by 30 millimeters. I want to tell you it in inches since most of us are here in the US. Let me get one of my tape measures out. They are 2.5 inches long and 1.5 inch tall, I think. Let me see. Almost 1.5 inches. Between 1.25 inches and 1.5 inches, so 1 inch and 3/8 maybe. Love, love, love the tags, and I am going to hand sew those on. Maybe whip stitch them or just do a running stitch and make it contrast so it stands out even more. Love that. TV's too loud. If you have not seen my video on the Gramercy cart review from Michaels, please, please watch it. I made my top tray a custom little liner with a ridged turning hem right there, and then did the crab stitch around the edge so that it fits it. Custom made just for this. I think I used two stranded worsted weights and just single crocheted, but it just fits right on there and it stays put. So that's something you could play with your tension, especially on the crab stitch. The crab stitch really, I crab stitched, it's a backward single crochet in reverse. So I crab stitched into every other stitch, and that made it a little more taut so that it would fit around there very well. It gets like this because I crammed this upcycled candle thing into here, and that pushes against the thing. So, but you don't have to tack it on anywhere. It just stays on very well. So that I keep my drinks on and sometimes my lotion or the remote control. When my heat goes off, then the music's a little loud, so sorry about that. Oh, at work, one of my clients gave me a set of the Paris Hilton perfume and body wash and lotion. Love the lotion. I'm very picky about lotions with my yarns. You know, the lotion has to go with the yarn. It can't cause you to have a bunch of drag or feel waxy. A lot of them that have silicone in it, or silica, so whatever it is, that are really, really waxy, create a lot of drag when you're stitching, so I don't like to use that. But I love this Paris Hilton collection. It's called Heiress. I'm an heiress, so do love that. So stay tuned, because I am going to be making an awesome project with these, and I'm going to try to do the same pattern. I have problems doing the same pattern twice. I may just call the series Trust Me, It's Gonna Work, or Trust Me, We'll Make It Work, and just start the project, you know, with the series, and not do a sample piece first. We'll see. That could be a lot of recording time wasted if I have to go back and frog it. We'll see how brave I am. These are going back in here for now. I want them to, my house smells good, but I want them to keep that fresh, snowy smell for a while, because I have like a little fetish about smells. So, okay. Now that I know my hook goes in my petite covered Priscilla Hewitt pattern, now that I know that it fits, I'm going to try it in here again. Maybe the nail polish just needed to set up a little bit more. It's this one pocket. It's not going into this one pocket, but it's going into the other side. They're the same stitch. I want it on the left side because this is my H hook side. H is my favorite. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to make it work. Maybe. I might just sew me up one. I'm not going to go through the time of creating one just like this again, because it was a long drawn out process, that and making the button, so over it. And I also do plan to get one of those wooden, really nice wooden crochet hook holders that they have on Etsy. I can't remember the shop that they're in, but when I get that in the mail, I am definitely going to review that for them. Okay, so that's it for the night on this video. Just a little more catching up, and I'm going to go back into my tutorial that was a fail video last night, now that I have this super duper 128 gigabyte foam, and it's not going to go out on me or die on me. So that's that, and thanks for the chat. And I hope you guys stay tuned and like, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't yet, please go look at our Facebook group, Unchained Crochet. It's open, so you have no questions or tests to take to join. Just try not to self-promote too much, and keep it nice. Bye.